Okay, so let's get this calculator video done. Okay, so these are the notes on 6-3. I'm going to show you how to use your calculator to get this number right here, your critical value. And I'm going to show you how to use your calculator to get your interval, this number right here. Okay. So first of all, to get your critical value, if you want to find it, remember that's just finding a z-score for a known area. A z-score with an area is a distribution. Okay. Because we're looking at a normal distribution right here. And with that normal distribution, remember, this is, according to this problem right here, this is 99% in here, okay? 99%. And then this right here is a total of 1% together, okay? So that's 0.5%, and that's 0.5% right there. So the percentages and the area is the same thing. So this is normal distribution. So we go to distribution, second vars. And since we know the area and we're looking for the z-score, it's an inverse norm. So you're going to choose option number 3. When you choose option number 3, remember you have to type in the area to the left. So we're going to type in this area to the left, and that area to the left we calculated as 0.005. We are looking for a z-score, so that means our mean and our standard deviation are going to be 1. And we go down here to paste, and that gives us our z-score, negative 2.575. Okay, and that's where we got that right there. This would have actually rounded up to 2.576. But again, that's a round off error, and I would not, you would not be counted off for that. So that's a negative 2.575. This is a positive 2.575. So that's how you get those two critical values. Now to get the confidence interval, I believe that's under the stat button, and you go over to the test tab. And this is an interval, but this is not a z-interval. Now be careful, because you're like, well, but we got a z-score. Yes, but remember, this is a proportion interval. So it's not a t-test. One proportion z-interval. There you go. That's the one we're looking for. One proportion z-interval. So you press enter, and they want to know what the x value was. Remember, that's how many people said television, and we calculated that value right here when we said that 27% of the 800, we said 800 times 0.27, that gave us 216. That means 216 people said they got their news from television. So that's our x value, 216. Our total number of people in the survey was 800. And this is a 99% confidence interval. So you go down to calculate, and that is our answer. And notice it shows us right here that p hat is 0.27. So it told us that our interval was 0.229. So that rounds up 223 and 0.31. So there's the confidence interval right there. All right. Let's just real quick go over here to this one. And again, you can find your z value by doing this area. It's a distribution. It's an inverse norm. So we're doing option 3. The area was 0.05. We did 10% divided by 2. That gives us 5%, so 0.05. We're looking for a z-score, so that has to be 0 and 1. By the way, that's a question on your test. For the standard normal distribution, what is the mean? What is the standard deviation? So be sure you have that memorized. Press enter, and it tells you that the z-score is negative 1.64, and that rounds up to a 5. So we got 1.645. Negative 1.645 right here, positive 1.645 right there. To find the confidence interval, we do stat, tab over to the test. Remember what this is? It is a proportion interval. We're not doing test. We do test. That's what's coming next in chapter 7 and chapter 9. This is everything that we do is a one sample. This is a proportion because we're doing how many said yes over the total number. There's the proportion right there. So it's a one proportion Z interval. So you're going to choose that option right there. How many people said no? This is the question that they're considering success. The number of people who said no, that was 490. And the total number of people in the survey, that was 1,000. And the confidence interval was 0.9. And it gives us a confidence interval of 0.46 and 0.52. That rounds up to 2. All right, so using the calculator is pretty straightforward as long as you know which buttons to push. That is definitely the challenge.